Jews believe that they are appointed by God, have been assigned the responsibility to preach holiness. Then we just come to the second school of Abrahamic philosophy, that is Christianity. So Jesus Christ reproduced Judaism in accordance with his own vision, intuitive revelations and claims. After his martyrdom, Christianity evolved as a powerful movement and another version of Abrahamic philosophy. Christianity claims itself to be the complete legitimate heir to Jewish monotheism, and insisted that its beliefs and philosophy cannot remain confined to a particular niche in Israel, but entire humanity deserves the practice and benefits of Christianity. It's a dynamic and progressive philosophy, though they have faced so many religious wars that continued for centuries, and so many philosophers, astronomers faced persecutions. But with the emergence of Copernicus astronomy industrial development, Christianity recreated itself with new and different interpretations. In the Christian tradition, we have another ethical doctrine, that is imagery. Imagery means image of God. It refers to the unique imprint God has placed on humanity. Means every human, every individual soul is bearing the imprint of God. Means every individual is divine. Humanity incorporates physical and non-physical components. This doctrine of imagery also describes people as God's counterpart in the universe. God has created human beings for fellowship, to represent the God and to continue God's presence on earth. The entire ethics of Christianity can be summed up by the two great commandments: love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. The doctrine of imagery makes these two commandments mutually inclusive. That is, to love God is to love others, and to love others is to love God, as everyone bears the imprints of God. Another Abrahamic school is Islam, and the word Islam believes that humans are the greatest of all creatures created, and they are created for the purpose of obeying and serving Supreme Being Allah. The cardinal virtue of Islam is submission. The word Islam has its root in an Arabic word Islam, which means to be in peace, to be an integral whole. Thus the word Islam implies to surrender to God's law and thus become an integral whole. According to Quranic teachings, the best and the most beautiful of my creations is a compassionate man who gives alms, and if he does so with his right hand and hides it from his left one, he is more powerful than all beings. Anything that will bring a smile on the face of others is a good deed and is the love of one's neighbor. And one very nice thing that Islam says, that to honor your mother's memory, you should dig a well in your mother's memory and give water to thirsty, because you know Islam is the philosophy that developed in the water scarce desert area. So they said that dig a well in your mother's memory. So then come the Iranian philosophy, Zoroastrianism. So in Zoroastrianism, we come across the concept of Spanta Armati, which is considered to be the manifestation of wisdom. Spanta signifies, in this term, Spanta signifies boundless creative force, while Almighty implies calm thinking, harmonious thoughts, and serene meditation. The Spanta Almighty causes the channelizing of immense creative power, means we have immense, tremendous creating power. And Almighty, the second term that is used, it means how to channelize this enormous, boundless energy lying within us. And the second very beautiful thing in Spanta Almighty, that it has been personified as female divinity and is associated with earth, because earth has boundless energy, so many plants, so many vegetation, so many animals, flora, fauna, animals. Nearly 7 billion people, and earth is feeding us very well. So they they personified this principle as female divinity. As you know, often we present our Bharat as Bharat Mata. We personified our country as a female. Zoroastrianism believes in harmonious living with all living and non-living creations. Their followers respect the four primary elements: air, fire, water, and earth, and they advocate to avoid polluting these elements with impurities. Among the elements, fire is looked upon the most reverence and respect, as it is believed to be the symbol of enlightenment, love, sanctity, warmth, and permanence. In every philosophy, we find some similarities with our philosophy of Hinduism. East philosophies and West philosophies of Asia, we will find similarities to a great extent regarding ethics. Philosophy has three wings. So epistemology, metaphysics can differ, but in ethics we find lot of similarity among different philosophies that developed in Asian continent. In East Asia, now we come to the East Asia, we have a profound philosophy of Confucianism that focuses on how to achieve harmony through mercy, social order, and fulfillment of responsibilities. Confucianism is an ethics that gives primacy to human relationships. The five cardinal relationships: sovereign, subject, father, son, elder brother, younger brother, husband, wife, between friends. Here the beautiful thing is that the identity of an individual is defined by his membership in the reference group to which he belongs. Means there is no individual identity. You will be identified by the role you play as a member of a community. There is also a doctrine of Ren, R.E.N. Ren, that is the central ethical principle that emphasizes on the virtues of love, mercy, and humanity. Ren is well explicated in simple Confucian thought: what you do not wish others to do to you, do not do unto them. What we don't expect from others to do, we should not practice that. Parallel to Confucianism, there is another philosophical school in East Asia, that is Taoism, that flourished, which is quite mystical in nature, Rahasyavadi. Taoism preaches selflessness, that is, it disregards the centrality of self and considers an individual as a manifestation or an extension of cosmos. It says that a selfless person is free from social constrictions and internal psychological impediments, but he still leads a balanced life in harmony with the society as well as nature. Thus, a selfless person could become a sage in tranquility and a king in activity, like we have Modi ji and Yogi ji. So the same thing has been taught by Confucianism, that a person could become a sage in tranquility. Means if he leads an unsocial life, then he can be a great ascetic, and when he comes in action, he could be a great king. When selflessness is attained, the distinction between I and other disappears, and an individual gets humbled with the realization of universalism at cosmic level. Then comes Japan, Shintoism. Shintoism is the cornerstone of Japanese culture, which is regarded as a patriotic cult. It considers all human life and nature as sacred. Nature is sacred, hence to be in kinship of nature is to be close to Almighty. Natural objects are worshipped as sacred spirits. Ancestors are deeply revered and are worshipped. The ethics of Shintoism urges to be helpful to the other and in the world at large through deeds of worship without the thoughts of reward. Not to think of rewards like Nishkam Karma Yoga of Gita. It further urges to bind oneself with others in harmonious acknowledgement of the will of the emperor. Shinto ethics consider anything that disrupts social order, world order, and harmony of the world as indesirable and bad. Thus, Shintoism promotes harmony and purity in all spheres of life. For Japanese, Shintoism is simply a celebration of life, of all life forms and the place of human beings in nature. The ethical emphasis is on the moral purity and mental sincerity. Then comes the Buddhism and Jainism. They emerged as a great movements within Hinduism to counter the religious and social entropy that grew up in Hinduism. These are atheistic philosophy. They don't believe in any divine supreme being. Why? Because they said that human beings are themselves divine. So they don't need any other divine superpower to uplift them. We have to uplift on our own. And they preach self-help. Help yourself out. existence of supreme being is not required, as our own being is a bundle of divinity. In Buddhism, we come across the ethics of Brahm Viharas that preach to practice 4 subliminal states of emotion: Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. I don't need to explain it because we all know Brahm Viharas. In Jain philosophy, there is subliminal concept of Ananta Chatushtaya, according to which every individual soul possesses infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite faith, and infinite bliss. Ananta Chatushtaya is the true essential nature of human being. It preaches that divinity is inherent in every individual soul, and it is not necessary to surrender to any higher being, not to ask for any divine favor to attain the state of perfection. Then come Jain ethics of 3 Ratnas: right faith discerns the nature, awareness, and right knowledge free one from absolutism and enable one to liberal and generous. Finally, the realization of oneness. The realization of oneness of all living beings lead to non-violent right contact. The centrality of non-violence in Jain philosophy makes it truly universal and all-inclusive. The origin of Hinduism. It is said to have started some 8 millennia or more ago, 8,000 years old. With the emergence of Vedic tradition, the development course of Indian philosophy went through different stages, from pluralism, Nyaya-Vaisheshik pluralist philosophies, to dualistic philosophy of Sang, and then to non-dualistic philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. Hinduism is considered to be the driving Indian philosophy of oldest surviving human civilization. Hinduism is characterized as a spiritual, for it considers consciousness as the only fundamental entity, and everything is just the play of Maya, Leela, and only consciousness is the fundamental entity. Like in physics, we say consciousness is the byproduct of evolution. During evolution, consciousness evolved. But Hinduism says that consciousness is something that is fundamental, that will ever exist, and everything else is just a manifestation or just the Leela of consciousness. Hinduism refers itself as dharma, not religion. It's a dharma. And dharma means essential properties or essence of a substance. Hinduism strongly holds that divinity is the essential nature, essence of dharma. Means the divinity in us is our dharma. And Hinduism that preaches some discipline or some theories, give us some practices so that we can evolve our dharma. We can lead life according to our dharma. We can develop our essence. So Hinduism aims at developing divinity immanent in humanity in particular and entire creation in general. That takes a being back to its essential nature and enable it to realize the divinity inherent in itself along with the cosmic dimension. Practice of dharma establishes one in highest bliss, give respite from worldly misery and illusions. We human beings are so far are the best creation with well-developed faculties of sensations, emotions, cognition, intellect, and intuition. Indian tradition has provided humanity with subliminal plans, discipline, specialization, freedom, self-restraint, duty, worth accomplishing goals to channelize the immense and unpredictable potential, creativity, empathy, and resourcefulness that is residing inside us. So there exists ashram system which divides human life into 4 segments of 25 years each and 4 purusharth in parallel, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. In this way, Indian tradition provides a comprehensive planning and direction to bring a sense of self-fulfillment or self-actualization in human beings. Also, it gives freedom to adopt any other mode. You can adopt any other mode. You can directly jump from brahmacharya to sannyasa. That's so it's to an individual, but it should be in conformity with the Lok Sangra. Lok Sangra is the overall well-being of the world. Lok Sangra, which is to bring about welfare and coherence in the world, is the end of all human activities. All the prominent prophecies of Hinduism like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Atmavad Sarva Bhuteshu, Sarve Santu Sukhina, Tain Vyaktain Bhunjita, Anume Vibhu, and along so many several other underline the holistic perspective that establishes a dynamic unity between humans and cosmos. The metaphysics and now I come to the conclusion that the metaphysics and epistemology of Asian philosophies do vary from one school to another, but regarding ethics we find less divergence. All the schools of Asian philosophy uphold the divinity inherent in humanity. The Asian philosophies create mutual synergies to raise the plane of human understanding and conscience, to realize the unity in plurality, and to realize that the pluralism is the graceful expression of unity. Asian philosophies collectively work to expand human consciousness, to rise above the anthropocentric approach and adopt a universal perspective. All of them aspire to establish a dynamic unity of human beings among themselves and also with the entire cosmos. This dynamic unity is the unity of purpose. And this purpose is to develop divinity within for harmonious coexistence with regards to diversity. Thank you.
We have a second speaker, Dr. Chinnai P. from SV University, Tirupati, and he is going to speak on Jiddu Krishnamurti on crisis and right education.
Respectable Chairperson, Professor Syam Kishore Singh, sir, Professor of Philosophy, Manipur University, a Professor of Excellency. Your name, Madam? Geeta. Professor Geeta ji, audience. According to Jiddu Krishnamurti, there is a human predicament in the world. Human predicament means unpleasantly difficult, perplexing, dangerous, unfavorable, disagreeable, shocking, and embarrassing situation. There is a crisis in the world. Social, political, religious, educational, environmental, various types of crises in the world. Human beings are suffering. There is a conflict, violence, disorder. What is the root cause for human suffering? Human predicament. Human thought is root cause for human suffering. How we get human suffering? Human mind is the root cause for human suffering. What is the source for human mind? What are the ways to develop human being mind? We have 5 sense organs. Eye, that is a different camera. We have bio camera. We can click pictures continuously without any interpretation, interruption. We have ear. Here he has artificial tape recorder. We have bio tape recorder, that is called ear. We record pictures. We record smells through our nose. We record taste through our tongue. We record touches through our skin. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin. Through 5 ways we get knowledge. We get impressions. These impressions become experience. Experience becomes memory. Memory becomes knowledge. Thought comes from memory. We have 2 types of thoughts in the world. Thought has positive dimension and a negative dimension. Science, technology, robots, engineering, electronics, all human development is created by human being mind. Wars, destruction, suicide, murder, catastrophe, all evils are created by human being mind. Mind is just like a knife. If you use knife carefully for cutting fruits, for cutting vegetables, for good purposes, there is no problem. If you use your knife for cutting your throat, for stabbing other person, to creating violence in the other person, there is a danger for you, because we need tremendous intelligence. Jiddu Krishnamurti says, we need love to solve human problems. We have 2 types of love in the world. One, we have uh, love relating with the possession, love relating with without any possession. For example, I love one particular person. I love only one particular address. I won't give love to any particular other person. My love is for only one particular girl or boy. If that particular lady or girl rejected my love, what will happen? Depression, unhappiness, destruction, all types of evils will come. That's why love without expectation is most important. Here, every expectation is a poison. Every expectation is a bondage. Every expectation leads sooner or later to frustration. Every expectation destroys human relations. If you start any relationship without any expectation, your relationship will become very beautiful, very happy. So, don't cling any relationship. Don't possess any person. Love just like a sun rays. So, sun has no reservations. Sun is not collecting any fees or any charges for sending rays to the human beings and animals or birds or nature. So, sun spreads rays without expectation, without asking anything. In the same manner, men or women or children or great men or birds or animals, though just like a sun, spread your love just like a sun rays. What do you mean by love? Love is just like a perfume of a beautiful flower. Love is gentleness. Love is tenderness. Love is free from all expectations. Where there is a possessiveness, where there is a ownership, where there is a attachment, there we don't find any love. Love is purity. Love is a fragrance of your soul. Love comes from purity of the mind. When there is a total purity of mind, there we find the flowering of love. That love alone can solve all human problems. You see, in the human life, we have experienced First World War, Second World War. We have experienced more than 5,000 wars in the world. What is the source for war? Here, human being mind. So you see the UNESCO preamble or Jiddu Krishnamurti expressions, wars arise in the state of mind. Where is the origin for mind? War. Mind is the origin. So you have conflict. Conflict is the source for war. Conflict is the source for destruction. What do you mean by conflict? Where there is a psychological division, there must be a conflict. You are going in this direction, I am going this direction, you are a Hindu, I am a Muslim, you are a Pakistani, I am a Indian, you are a Russian, I am a African. This type of divisions, psychological divisions create conflict. This conflict is the source for war. The highest state of violence is called war. So we have to purify our mind. For that, we need love. We need wisdom. What do you mean by wisdom? Wisdom comes from awareness of moment to moment our every activity. You have to watch your body while you are talking, while you are eating, while you are doing. Watch continuously. Watching is the source for wisdom. If you miss wisdom, there is a problem for your life. So here, wisdom. So here, Jiddu Krishnamurti expresses, right education is a meditation. What do you mean by meditation? Wherever you are, whatever the thing you are doing, if you do with awareness, awareness is a meditation. While I am talking, while I am eating, while I am standing, while I am driving, wherever I am, if I watch continuously our activity, that is a meditation. Meditation means awareness, consciousness, observation, watchfulness, insight. So we find accidents when we don't find awareness in our activity. We talk negatively when we miss observation relating with our words. So awareness is meditation. So if you are aware carefully, we can change transformation. So here we find various types of problems in the world. How to change human world? How to change human consciousness? We have to change our mind. How to change our mind? Watching is transformation. Watching is firing. Watching is cleaning. For example, if you see a African poisonous cobra, shall you ask to your family members, I have seen a poisonous African cobra, shall I bring that African cobra to our house? Or shall I shake hand to African cobra? No. Seeing the snake and escaping that snake is immediate. Seeing and acting is immediate. If you see a danger, seeing the danger and escaping that danger is immediate. So here, right perception creates a transformation in the mind. If you observe mind, we can see change in the mind. So we need peace. What do you mean by peace? Peace is a state of mind. When you are free from religion, authoritativeness, nationality, evils, all types of negative conceptions in your mind, you find total purity in our mind. When there is a total purity in your mind, there we find peace. Peace means living peacefully every day. Living peacefully every day means not having any conflict, violence, disorder in the daily life. For that, how to live peacefully? We need choiceless awareness. What do you mean by choiceless awareness? We have two types of experiences in our life: positive experiences and negative experiences. Positive experiences means honors, respectable treatments, good food, achievements, success, pleasant things. In the negative, dishonors, failures, disrespect, all types of evil experiences we have. Here, you have to understand all experiences without any choice. Choice means you observe without any judgment, comparison, possessiveness, ownership. Don't say anything. See exactly as a witnesser. If you observe the positive things, negative things, all types of things in the life, that perception creates a transformation in our mind. So, total perception is most important. So here, this choiceless awareness creates right education. What do you mean by right education? Right education is awakening of intelligence and fostering of integrated life. So here, Asian Philosophy Conference, here the theme, holistic approach, awakening of intelligence and fostering of integrated life. What do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is to have no illusions. We have illusion and hallucination. ILLUSION, illusion. Mistaking one thing for another, that is called illusion. Hallucination, mistaking one thing for nothing is called hallucination. If you see things exactly what they are, that is a truth. Truth transforms, truth changes, truth creates extraordinary change. So, here intelligence is to have no illusions. So, you question everything. Jiddu Krishnamurti says, obstinate questioning is essential for human survival. Don't accept any authority, any guru, any god, any scripture, any authoritative thing. Your approach should be questioning, examination, verification. Then only you can get wisdom. If you are a very blind person, innocent person, a person without having any questioning, a person without having any awareness, you will be cheated. So, be a light. Light not from outside, from inside. Your soul is a light. Here the quality of soul is witnessing, awareness, observation. Watch constantly everything. That even Buddha also says, like Krishnamurti, don't depend on anybody except on your meditation. Here meditation means awareness, looking, watching. So here Krishnamurti, education is relating with two aspects. One aspect is relating with development of skills, knowledge for biological and psychological survival. Another way, understanding human being mind, understanding the human relations, understanding the relation between nature and human beings. Krishnamurti says, if you are destroying nature means you are destroying yourself. You are not different from nature. You have relations with the trees, animals, birds, cosmos, sun, moon. You are a friend of nature. You should continue with the friendliness. You are not alone here. You have relationship everything. If you give right relationship, if you give love relationship with nature, human beings, you get love relationship from nature and human beings. So here, relationship is most important. What do you mean by life? Life is a moment in the relationship. We have three types of relationships. We have relationship with the human beings, we have relationship ideas, we have relationship things. What type of relationship we should have with the human beings? If you have lovely relationship, a relationship without any expectation, a relationship with the balance, we have to follow two laws. One law is law of action and another law is law of balance. The more balance you are, life gives more to you. The less balance you are, life gives less to you. What do you mean by balance? You should be always limit. While you are driving in the road, you have to follow traffic rules. While you are talking, you have to follow rules. To whom you are talking, what is your status, what type of things you are talking. Live always with limits. Live always with carefulness. If you extreme, there is a danger for you. So balance means limitation. Balance means understanding. So here law of action. What do you mean by law of action? If you do good things, you get good results. If you do bad things, you will get bad results. Your entire life depends upon your actions. The present life depends upon our past actions. The future life depends upon present action. Our life, our happiness or unhappiness depend upon our actions. If you do good things, we will be happy. For that, how to do good things? If you purify, how to purify? Watch constantly. Here, according to Jiddu Krishnamurti, meditation is not a separate affair. It is not a morning or evening or something or 5 minutes or 10 minutes sitting silently. Not that. Throughout your life, day in and day out, year in and year out, wherever you are, while you are walking, waking stage, while you are sleeping stage, constant awareness should be there. Otherwise, there is a danger for your life. So, this constant awareness here, not having. He said, the solution for human crisis is a religious mind. So, we have various types of religions in the world. Hinduism, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Confucianism, Shintoism, Taoism. We have made great religions in the world. But the religious founders, the authors, the systemizers of the religions, we find freedom. But here, according to Jiddu Krishnamurti, religious mind means it does not belong to any caste, religion, nation, ideology, any mental conception. Always you should be free from all mental conception, just like a white paper, just like a sky without any clouds, just like a board without any ink. Pure 100%. That is called religious state of mind. If you have clean mirror, you can see anything clearly, exactly what it is. You have dust on your mirror. If you see anything on a dust mirror, there is a distortion for your perception. In the same manner, purification of mind is essential for right education. Purification of mind is essential for peaceful living. For that, here Krishnamurti prescribing constant watching. Watching is the light for our life. What type of watching? Constant watching. So here he said about peace, freedom. We need freedom. What do you mean by freedom? Freedom from the known, freedom from the predicament. What do you mean by predicament? Unpleasantly difficult, perplexing, dangerous, unfavorable, disagreeable, shocking, embracing all types of evils of the world. That is called predicament. Freedom means freedom from predicament. Freedom means freedom from the known. Freedom means freedom from the mind. What do you mean by mind? Mind is memory. Mind is experience. Mind is the content of consciousness. Here we have pure mirror in our mind. That is called pure consciousness. We find various types of contents of consciousness. For example, you are different from me. We have divisive forces in our mind. They are sources for our unhappiness. For that, here we have, how much time I have? Okay, so we have a religious predicament, psychological predicament. Psychological predicament means the wife is destroying the husband is destroying the wife, they are living together, walking together, they are in the same house, but we find isolation in the mind. When there is a psychological mind harmony, when there is a love in the relationship, we find psychological unity. If you find all types of evils, suicides, depressions, all evils, even religions are creating divisive forces. In the political crisis, all politicians are created the beautiful globe into nations. If there is no nation, if we have only one country, that is called earth, we have ancient philosophy, Vasudaika Kutumbakam. The world is my family. The entire world is my family. If you treat entire world as one country, if you forget differences, black, white, strong, big, all types of evils, who created these countries? Who created these nations? Politicians created these nations. Why they have created nations? They want jobs, prime minister, president, all types of things. For that, they are creating. If they have no that type of craving or domination, we may protect our earth. We may live peacefully in the world. For that, we need radical change in our mind. So, according to Jiddu Krishnamurti, radical psychological revolution is the source for transforming entire world. Radical change means not change in the external world, not creating destruction, violence, unhappiness, bloodshed in the external world. Creating change in the mind. Transformation of change, transformation in the individuals, create change in the world. For that, first change your mind, then you get a transformation. So here, relating with education, he has created holistic approach, skills development for biological survival, at the same time understanding human being mind, at the same time understanding entire world with a holistic perspective. Thank you. I will welcome some questions, madam.
Now we have a third speaker, Mr. Chintapalli Anjaney, University of Hyderabad, the aim of human life, an integral approach.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon all. After a loving and simply lecture of Chennai sir, it is a uh, okay then. I am very happy for presenting a paper on this dais, Asian Philosophy Conference 2018. My topic is the aim of human life, an integral approach. As we all know, human life in the evolution process, on the one hand, it is a great achievement. On the another hand, it is a great mystery. Great achievement because we are in the world of artificial intelligence, and great mystery because whenever we look at into our life, a question, a question that was flowered in our mind, that why we are here, or what is the purpose of life, or what is the aim of this life. So there are many views, either it may be materialistic view or it may be religious view. They have been trying to give some answers, but they have their own drawbacks. An Indian contemporary thinker, Arvinda Ghosh, he gives a significant thought on human life and purpose of this life. So his view is integral view, and he says the ultimate aim of human life is to attain divine perfection. We shall see what exactly is meaning of divine perfection and what he sees limitations in different views. So mainly his views we can see in his masterpiece works, The Life Divine and Synthesis of Yoga, and another epic poem, that is Savitri. We can see all his views in his books. So this paper deals with Aurobindo's view of human life and the purpose of human life. So before exploring his ideas on divine perfection, what is divine perfection, how one could achieve this perfection, he suggests and he observes two existed opposite views that are, you can see, mundane view of perfection and religious view of perfection. So what is mundane view of perfection? In this domain, Aurobindo observes two kinds, that are perfection related with outward and social perfection, and perfection related with inner and subjective perfection. So first one is perfection related with outward and social perfection. We are think about perfection is like this: my relation with co-being, my relation with environment, my relation with other animals, such kind of things. We think about that. We think that this is the perfection, such kind of social perfection. So what is inner and subjective perfection is that he observed with self-preparation, one can heighten the capacities of rational, either it may be rational capacity, or it may be aesthetic sense, or it may be willpower. So such kind of capacities we improve our self-preparation. So that is a kind of inner and subjective perfection. So in short, we can say that main aim of this domain is that an individual as well as social development. The Aurobindo's critique here is that, quote unquote, the mundane ideal regards man always as a mental, vital and physical being, and it aims at a human perfection within these limits. So and further, it ignores the spiritual nature of human existence. Here the concept of individuality plays a predominant role. If you look at this picture, materialistic view thinks like that only half of the circle, means they think about only materialistic view of perfection. Either it may be social perfection or it may be individual perfection. So they neglect the other portion of circle, that is spiritual nature of human beings. So exactly opposite view we can see, that is religious perfection. that religion perfection we can see exactly, they neglect mundane view of perfection, mundane view of life, and they accept only religious or spiritual nature of world. So what they are saying is that they try to convince us the perfection is not possible in this mundane world, or in this phenomenal world. The reason they says this life in this world is imperfect and sinful. Therefore, they believes conversion of the imperfect or sinful human being by divine grace is the ultimate aim of human perfection, ultimate aim of human perfection. And moreover, they suggest that divine grace is possible only by showing obedience to so-called religions and so-called scriptures or so-called founders. So, even though we can see in that circle, top portion of that circle, they try to elevate spiritual nature in human beings, but they neglect the mundane world or phenomenal world or material world. So, Aurobindo observes some limitations that they consider human life is a sinful and imperfect, and for them the world is unreal. So, what they think about, they always think about life after death, life after death. So, they neglect this world, and even though they want to social change, but quote unquote, but it is then a change brought by the acceptance of a common religious ideal, a theocracy or kingdom of God reflecting on earth the kingdom of heaven, unquote. So, here what Aurobindo observes is that his main critique is that they are focusing only on the spiritual, pure spiritual nature, which is not possible without uplifting of our physical, mental being. So, in order to overwhelm these limitations, Aurobindo emphasizes the importance of synthetic or integral yoga. We can say integral yoga also. Why synthetic yoga is necessary? For Aurobindo, neglecting phenomenal world or neglecting spiritual nature is inadequate views. So, synthesizing is the right approach to attain a divine perfection according to Aurobindo. So, what is and what is not synthetic yoga? So, first, if we know what is not synthetic yoga, then automatically that gives us the answer, that gives answer what is synthetic yoga. So, synthetic yoga is not just a combination of all in one box. For instance, keeping all fruits in one box, that is not a synthetic yoga. Rather than it makes confusion in our mind. So, what exactly is synthetic yoga? Synthetic yoga focuses on central principles of all views. He says synthetic yoga, quote unquote, combine and harmonize their central practices and their predominant aim, and further it focuses on, quote unquote, truth which is wider than ordinary religion and higher than mundane principles. So, what exactly synthetic yoga does? Synthetic yoga does, it looks every theory and every concept, and it focus on central theme of that concept, and it harmonize every practice, and it harmonize their predominant aims. So, he insists, like in the cases of knowledge theories and schools of yoga, he also suggests synthetic yoga is the best instrument for bringing divine perfection into human life, because he believes all life is yoga. What it means that we have bhakti yoga, we have raja yoga, we have patanjali hatha yoga, we have karma yoga, we have jnana yoga. There are different kind of yogas we have, but they have at certain point they are suitable for some people, they are not suitable for some people. But what Aurobindo says, like if you synthesize all kind of yogas, then if you practice, then we can reach divine perfection. Divine perfection. So, all life is yoga. Why he says all life is yoga is that every experience is helps us to make ourselves perfect. So, in that sense, yoga makes perfection. brings us perfection into our life. So in that sense, yoga, all life is yoga. He says, by consciously or unconsciously, all life is yoga. He insists that. So now, after knowing by after observation of the divine and mundane view and spiritual view, he comes to explore his ideas on divine perfection. Aurobindo insists that divine perfection is the ultimate aim of human existence. Then three questions might be flowered in our mind, that what is divine perfection? If divine perfection is possible, how could one accomplish this level? And third question is, if a person could reach this level, then what changes one could see at this level? So what is divine perfection? Aurobindo's answer to the first question is that he says, quote unquote, a living of a man in the divine and divine living of the spirit in humanity. What it means? It means that we have Ramana Maharshi, we have Aurobindo Ghosh, we have Sri Narayan Guru, we have, I came to know here, Dada Bhagavan. So such, that is living of man in divine. These people are living of man in divine, we can say, for example. And divine living of the spirit in humanity. If we have only few people, such kind of people, if we have that divine living of the spirit in entire humanity, not only one or two yogis, if all humanity becomes a yogis, then that is the ultimate aim of this is view. And answer to the second question, to attain this level, one should need to know the importance of integral yoga and its functioning. So how it functions? So he says it functions through two phases, that by effort a person acknowledges divine power within him and aware of this, and he founds it is the true object of our life. By sadhana, by practice of yoga, in integral yoga, we can modify our mind, or we can purify our body and either mental or physical being to reach certain perfection. And second is, this yoga will prepare a person to give up all the actions of the nature into the hands of the spirit. It means that it indicates bhakti yoga. We have to do our duty is doing actions, but without expecting any result. That is that indicates that, I think. So finally we can say that it is nothing but the quote unquote the entire spiritual and ideal conversion of the being. So through practice of integral yoga, we can reach that level. Answer to the third question, what changes one could see if one reached such level? So Aurobindo says that the conversion is like this, the transformation is like this: ethical being transformed into truth and right of the divine nature. There is no duality, either true or false, or right or wrong, or good and bad. There is no duality between that level. At the state of Satchidananda, at the state of that level. And emotional being transforms into pure love and unity. We know emotional being means there is a duality or dichotomy, love and hate, jealous, and such kind of things we have. But if you reach that level, there is only pure love, there is only unity. And intellectual being transforms into divine knowledge. Intellectual being, just before Sir said, we have a knife, we can use that knife for cutting vegetables and cutting throats. So that is intellectual. If a person has intellectual, that maybe goes to wrong vision. If that transforms into divine knowledge, then we can say that divine knowledge is like wisdom. We can use that any instrument for well-being of the society or well-being of the nation. So our phenomenal aesthetic sense can be understand and enjoy the divine beauty in the creation process. So, aesthetic sense at that level, it enjoys the beauty in the creation process. They enjoy the beauty in a plant, they enjoy the beauty in a animal, they enjoy the beauty in a co-beings, they enjoy the beauty in the creation, whole creation process. Finally, at this state of mind, one can understand all life is a systematic preparation for a growth from the unconscious state to conscious and conscious state to pure conscious state. So, that is the main principle of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. This entire creation is start from material matter, matter evolves to life, life evolves to mind, mind has to be evolves to supermind, and that is the ultimate state of human is aim. So, if we look at this picture, there is no diameter at all, there is no two portions at all. There is only one portion, that is complete picture of life, complete picture. So, if you take that picture half portion, there is only 180 degrees, we can see 180 degrees. Another portion we can see 180 degrees only. But if you see here complete picture of circle, that is we can see 360 degrees of picture, 360 degrees in our life. This idea I came to in my mind after reading of Dada Bhagavan's one dialogue, that we have to understand our life in 360 degrees of perspective. That is also Aurobindo's view also. Finally, I conclude that we have to consider material world as well as spiritual nature in our human beings. That is the ultimate aim of human being. Through that only we can reach such state of divine perfection. So, why Aurobindo is important, Aurobindo's view is important is that he neither neglect material world nor neglect spiritual world. He synthesize or he integralize that two theories. We cannot say criticize, he harmonize that theories. So, this is very significant, I think. This is very I think it is a holistic approach. Okay, thank you. Thanks for
All right. Now, sir, as a chairperson, can you comment on all this?
My comment, ask all questions, queries.
Whatever you feel comfortable. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, question answers will be more appropriate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, these three papers are open for discussion. So, I invite queries, brief and pointed. So, okay.
We invite questions for three papers. You please come. Iti Dayal, please come. See here, we have mind. We have pure mind, mind with consciousness. Here consciousness means memory, knowledge, experience. This is conditioning. This conditioning is useful in the form of two lines, positive sense and the negative sense. But here, for purification, we are not using thought, but we are using awareness. Awareness is free from memory. Awareness is free from experience. Awareness is free from conditioning. That is the expression of our inner voice, soul. The soul has the characteristics of awareness. We operate awareness, that is called meditation. That is free from knowledge, memory, experience, all contents. If you observe our body, mind, surroundings, all our impressions without any attachment, without liking or disliking, with a choicelessness, that awareness itself create conditioning from the mind. So here we are not operating thought for deconditioning, but here we are operating awareness for freedom. Yes, not thought. Thought is memory. Here we have the natural quality of awareness. Our soul has the character of awareness, observation. We use with soul expression, not mind, not memory, not ideas. Okay.
Actually, ma'am, there is a difference between you are my teacher and I have to answer her question. No, no, ma'am. I'm too little to answer you, ma'am. Uh, we are from the same department. She is my teacher, professor in Gujarat University. Uh, Ma'am, I think that there is a large difference between philosophy and religion. Philosophy, if you see in East Asia, there are philosophies of Confucianism, Taoism, Shintoism. Within Hinduism, you see so many different schools are evolving, Nyaya Vaisheshik, these atheistic philosophies, theistic philosophies, orthodox philosophy, heterodox philosophy, but there are no conflicts between them. But it is the problem of West Asia. Abrahamic philosophies, that is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and they have so much friction because they said that there are certain principles, we are following these principles, so we are just different from you, we are disconnected from you, and we are superior to you. They don't have the feeling of mutual respect for each other, and hence in East Asian tradition we don't have religions, we have philosophies, we have dharma. Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism all claim that they are the dharma, and in the West Asia, ma'am, their philosophy says otherwise. Yes, ma'am, their core philosophies. They are talking about universal dimensions. They are saying that you bear the imprints of God, love your neighbor, love your God. But still, some problems are with them that they don't have mutual respect for philosophies, and this conflict become very violent in that area. So there is a problem with Abrahamic philosophies. In Eastern Asia there are no such conflicts because we regard philosophy above religion, and they have turned their philosophies into very limited domain that they call religion. The concept of religion is their views, their vision.
Ask some more questions, sir. For sharing, so you ask, madam, number of questions. Share something. So,
First of all, I am a kid in philosophy, sir. Then, what actually Aurobindo not criticize any yoga. What he sees, Hatha yoga is a very systematic yoga that purify our physical body. So, but that takes a long time. I have read some initial pages of synthesis yoga. So, we have need yoga, physical yoga. That Raja Yoga is different, sir. So, people create Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, and in Bhagavad Gita, different type of yogas. So, for doing focusing only on one yoga, it leads us not to divine perfection. Means Hatha Yoga takes lot of time. So, for physical purification, we need that physical yoga. And also mental purification means we need Raj Yoga. So, like that, when we do actions, that time we need Bhakti Yoga, because of without expectation we have to do our actions. So, he did not synthesize simply. I said one definition. Synthesis is not a just combination of all views in one box. It is not like that. It is a kind of harmonize, and it is a kind of harmonize all main aim of this yoga, main aim of this yoga, main aim of this yoga. So, a kind of harmonize all yogas to easier to make a easier way to attain divine perfection. That is what I understand. Maybe I think.
May I accuse
Thank you, sir. We don't have much time. Even chair hasn't commented at all. And I have to give memento and certificates also, formalities, but please, it is going to help her. Can you talk first? It is with her.
And ma'am, for yoga, ma'am, just two statements.
I will make a very brief observation. Because I have not heard all of you, only what you said I heard. Based on that, I will make one or two sentences. You see, Abrahamic religions are also dharmic religions.
Yes, sir.
Word dharma may not be available easily to you. It's a different story altogether. The word dharma and dharmic religions I myself came to, it has not been acknowledged in 2008 in Florida.
Yes, sir.
Not a sort of- Next point is this, that none of these religions and Vedantic philosophy and Buddhism, nobody has touched the mandalas and the diagrams, the what is that called, yantras, Sri Yantra, Buddhist mandala, or Christian cross, nobody has touched. I have done a deep study on that, and it is published already in Artificial Intelligence and Society 2015. Please go through that. On the metaphysical meaning of major religious symbols for a globalized world, and also I have published in JSCPR, is synthesis of world religions possible?
Yes, sir. I have. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Ma'am, only two statements I want to.
Now I don't have time, 5 minutes. I have to finish my formality, please. I have to finish my formalities. I have to do my job.
All major world religions,
Sir, can you have a summation or comment for this session? Sorry, I haven't given you enough time. Please pardon me. Hello.
I would like to appreciate all the scholars who have presented papers which are very relevant, very much relevant, and intimately connected with the general theme of this two-day SN Philosophy Conference, that is on holistic modes of thinking and ways of living. So the first paper presented by Iti Dayal, so she has given a survey starting from the different religions of the world. You know, Asia has produced 5 world religions, and she has referred to those 5 religions. So starting from from Hinduism, then to Judaism, then to this Christianity. Of course, Buddhism is there just before, and as Islam. And she has, in relation to the main topic, her main topic, that is the individual search for universality in all these religions. Of course, she has given it in a very brief form. Anyway, she has touched on the main points, and next she comes to the philosophical approaches. So it's a very comprehensive one, and it's impossible to do justice in a very short paper like that of hers. Anyway, she has done her best, so I thank her very much. And so far as the 2 other papers are concerned, I appreciate both the papers because I feel that the paper presented by Professor Sinaya on Jiddu Krishnamurti's philosophy in general and his approach to the resolution of crisis and about fostering peace in the world. So it's a very, very important dimension of our deliberation and our conference. And I like the manner in which he has presented it. It's a very, very lucid, and the oratory I appreciate in which he has presented it. So I appreciate very much, and the way he has spoken about the peace in the context of Jiddu Krishnamurti. So that reminds me of one of the declaration of the UNESCO, which says, war begins in human mind. Therefore, it is in human mind that we should seek peace. So the same thing Jiddu Krishnamurti has presented, but in a very better and enlightened way. And Jiddu Krishnamurti has no doubt so given emphasis on imparting the right type of education for bringing human beings up, and that is, of course, a great thing. And similar thing, of course, Confucius had maintained long time ago, because Confucius also had given great emphasis on the love of learning. So it is through learning and education that we can raise ourselves up to the highest, to the divinity, the heaven from which everything comes down to us. So regarding so far as bringing about harmony in human life, in the society, in governance, and in every aspect of human life, so we need proper education. So his emphasis on the love of learning. So that reminds me of this Krishnamurti. Of course, Krishnamurti's presentation is from the spiritual standpoint, point of view also, different aspects covered. But above that, spiritual aspect is given more emphasis. And so far as the last presentation is concerned, I would like to congratulate him, because Sri Aurobindo is one of my favorite philosophers. So actually I have some scribblings from the Life Divine, because I read now and then, so I keep something. So anyway, I would like to congratulate my junior friend very much. He has presented in a very lucid manner, and he has understood. Of course, it's impossible. Sri Aurobindo is a very difficult philosopher, no doubt, but he has made his best attempt to do justice in this brief paper. Thank you all very much. So for all of you, thank you.
when we say Bhakti Yoga is the means to attain perfection, then in Bhakti Yoga, the other yogas become the means to achieve Bhakti Yoga. You cannot do Bhakti Yoga without Jnana Yoga. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. We cannot.
You come.
No problem.
We cannot. Okay. We cannot. The other yogas become the means to achieve that particular yoga, so there is no disintegration. Everything is integral, everything is synthetic in the Indian tradition, and that's why I'm so proud of Indian tradition and belonging to this great tradition.
Now from Holistic Research Center, we're going to have memento and the certificate, we're going to award it. So please. This is for. This is the certificate for Shyam Singh, Shyam Kishore Singh, and we have certificate and the memento for you, sir.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it. We are very lucky to have you. Now we're gonna have memento and certificate for Dr. Iti Dayal, please. And we have a certificate as well as the memento from our research center to Chintapalli, and Professor Shyam Kishore Singh is gonna offer him. Congratulations. We are very lucky to have you all the participants. You have patience, and if we have good question, we enjoyed it. We have lots of knowledge from all the speakers. For me, I got very detailed few ideas, and it added to my information. And thank you so much. Wish you all the best. I hope to come again, all of you, to welcome you.